Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to New Woodshire. If you ever wondered why herbicide matters, look at this weed 0%, and then this weed 100%. So I'm left with a decision to make here. Either I turn off crop destruction and I drive through the crop to put herbicide on it, or I just say heck with it and I eat it. And I take the percentage hit. If you look under information, I believe there's something here about production. At least I thought there was something about bad weeds give you a negative 20% on your yield. Uh, and you get 25% bonus every time you put fertilizer on it. So I basically just undid, that's not the right word. I negated my fertilizing by not doing, um, that. So sorry. If you're wondering why there's random grass bales here, this was when I first got the baler. I was testing it because I didn't want to sell the round baler that I had until I knew the square baler was working. So I just made some grass bales. All right, so I think what we're going to do, we probably have a few animal things. We can clean the pig pen and the cow pen while we're at it with the big tractor, and we'll wait for that to ripen and we'll go ahead and harvest today. Seems like that's a good thing. We did get a pig, an extra pig overnight. I might think about selling that because I think about 10 pigs seems like a good number for us to have. So I don't want to burn too much time waiting for everything to ripen. So I'm going to go ahead up to the 15x here. So hopefully that field will turn while we're taking care of animals. Hey, thanks so much for being here, everybody. If you don't know the channel, if you just stumbled in, maybe you clicked on a recommended video, and thanks so much for doing that. I know you've got a lot of options in the farm sim YouTube world, and I'm glad that you found my farm. This is New Woodshire, and I have mostly Case IH equipment here, and what we're trying to do is save the farm. That's in the title, and if you look at our finances, we are we are still just under $200,000 in debt. So we're going to be bringing in some oats today that will go towards paying off that debt. And hopefully we're going to be increasing our milk production very soon. We've got quite a good bit of silage in our silo, but it's not enough to pay off the entirety of that debt, I can assure you. So yeah, that's something that I wanted to mention to everyone. The purpose of why we're here. Alright, so I have to spin this around. I accidentally ran into this trailer a few episodes ago and made it go in the wrong way. So we want it here. I think the pigs will take most of this, but not all of it. Okay. Good job, piggies. Alrighty, so everybody's cleaned up. We're good to go. I think what we'll do... I thought that this... Yeah, it's gonna be soon. It's gonna be about 10 o'clock, I think, that it turns. So while we wait, instead of sitting around just watching the field, I will get a couple bucket loads of this, and then we'll fire up the combine and head on over there. I wanted to get that corn out of the grain wagon because we need the wagon, but we'll just dump the corn back in the silo. It's all good. Dump the corn back in the silo on our way out to the field. Okay. Wow, it's 10:30 and those fields still haven't turned. Let's take a look at the map then. Maybe I misunderstood. So it's still on the third one. It's not even on the fourth growth stage. Maybe I don't have... Do I have plant growth? Oh, it's on normal. Alright, well, I don't want to mess with it. I don't want to bump it to fast, but I do think I might do this. So this is going to be like the longest ever manure loading in the history of loading manure, because the clock is going 120 times reality. So it's like, dude, it took you... Whoa, no, stay down there. That's it. There we go. This is... I know you're judging me. I can feel it. I can feel it through the universe. You're judging my ability to use this, but I have to say it's difficult to operate a bucket with a keyboard and mouse. It's one of the few things that I think I liked doing better on the Xbox when I played that on 14. I think I was better with the bucket. Is that full? It's real darn close if it's not. Let's check it. This is the only way to check it as far as I know. I'll look at that. 83%. So how much poo should I get? Oh, it filled up immediately. All right. Well, I don't think we'll be using this in the field, because we're going to be using the combine. So if it has a little bit of poo in it still. 80? Really? 80? Okay. Well, you know, manure happens, as they say. I just don't want to be harvesting at night. It's already 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That makes me sad. I meant to do this, not that. Okay, so that's full. Let's... Either one of these would be great for carting grain. Since I used the 766 last episode so much, we'll use the 806. I bet the little M would work, but... Oh. T'other way. Did our field turn? Is that what I'm seeing back there? Because if it did, that's perfect timing. I mean, the timing is yes. Alright, now we'll go back to real time. It is 5 o'clock in the evening and we're going to start. Not ideal, but, you know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. We'll dump the corn in here and we will tab over to this beautiful beast of a machine, the Case IH 1660. This was in an earlier version of the game. Oh boy, look at the... Let's repair that. Okay. Dang it, wrong button again. Sorry about that. Alright, So the fuel, this should be enough fuel to get us through today, but I might have to take a little cruise down to the gas station with this old girl. I don't know that it has had a fuel trip yet, and I've played this game quite a bit. So, GG. Alright, let's make sure that we have straw path on, and let's get to it. I'm gonna do probably 2 headlands, maybe just one, and then I'll go up and down the field. I have no idea what this yield is gonna be like. I'm hoping to make I don't know, is it selfish to say I'd like to make like probably 30 grand? Also, we lost 3 grand overnight, probably paying interest on our, come on back, on our debt, which is yet another reason why we want to pay it off. The only equipment that we're currently leasing is that TMR mixer, so now might be the time to unload that. I don't know, I feel I have mixed emotions about that TMR mixer, because it's really nice to be able to feed the cows and get extra milk from them, from the bonus that we get for using the TMR. But I really wish that I had a cheaper mixer. I think the cheapest one in the base game is $40,000. And that is just, I mean, that would be more than this entire harvest from both of these fields, probably. I mean, oats pay decent, but they don't pay that well. Just kind of a strange metric, trying to make the farm affordable on this game. Or not affordable. I guess the word that I want is profitable. I mean, you can certainly make money, but the amount of time, I mean, how many trips up and down the field did I do in this, just to get this field looking like this? I actually thought about taking on some contracts as well, and again, it's like a harvesting contract. If it takes you 20 minutes to do the harvesting contract and you make $2,000 to pay down a $195,000 debt, that's going to be a lot of hours. A lot of hours. So I'm trying to find more efficient ways. You know, when I do the grass and turn it into silage, I mean, part of what I'm paying for though is the dang silo. The silo and the tractors and the mower and everything. So it's a bit of a catch-22, this farming business, and I suppose every farmer would say that, but in real life what you can say is people's bellies are full with the milk that we're producing and the sausage that our pigs are making, and you know, pork chops and beef tenderloin and whatever else we get out of our animals. And so there's a kind of a meaning that goes beyond just the bottom line. Okay, so 2,000 liters from just the one headland. I guess that's a good sign. Let's play pretend. Just pretend that we get 20,000 liters out of this. Wonder what that's going to look like profit-wise. Also, the more I think about it, I think I will get rid of that TMR mixer. I might see if I can get a mod. There are some TMR trucks out there. I don't know that any of them would be more affordable, but it sure seems like I should be able to find an older one that would go with this save. And even if it's not a truck, even if it's just a smaller trailer, since I'm going to have square bales here real soon, just seems like the right thing. I think we'll save the baling for the next episode. And we do still, I don't know, it feels like a catch-22 because we still have those 3 big straw bales and I think 4 big hay bales, which I can just drop the hay bales in the cow pen. They can just eat those. That's not a big deal, but I don't know how much our production would drop on the cows without TMR. But I don't want to pay the lease fee for that TMR mixer for the next, what is it, like a week you get out of your cows? With a full feed trough. So it seems a little bit silly to be paying lease fees for something that I'm only using essentially once a week. So would it be profitable enough? Is the difference in the amount of milk that it makes enough for me to go get the TMR mixer, like literally lease it, fill the cow's trough, and then return it same day? Maybe. Probably be worth the experiment to see. I know it's not excuse me? I know it's not costing me $3,000 per night, but it's costing me money every night. Every day that I have it. I should have looked. I simulated overnight off screen, or off video. But I should have checked to see. Yeah. So we're sitting at 4,000 liters, 61% in here. We'll be able to fit quite a bit in the trailer. Speaking of, I'm going to put this on a worker heading back the other way, and I will go get that trailer and bring it down here. I'm hoping we can get this done before it gets dark, and then we can... Will we be able to get the straw the next day? Question mark. I could probably get the straw this evening. Okay, here we go. Oh, could I cut those? I wonder. I know it sort of goes against the spirit of the map design, but kind of, should just let well enough alone. Oh, it didn't take the corn? Cool. Well, thanks for the tour. Why didn't it take the corn? Corn. Dump out the corn. I guess it just took longer. I thought it would keep draining it, but it didn't. Alright. Here we go. Back at it. These are the kinds of things that either other YouTubers don't make these mistakes, or they lie to you and don't tell you about their mistakes. I'm a no-cut, no-frills, genuine guy. Look at that. That's cool. Let me back in there. Such a cool looking machine. Like I'm not a huge like, what's the word? Like gear guy. You know, I'm not like super into gadgets or whatever, or technology in that sense. But when you look at some of this old agricultural equipment, there's some really phenomenal engineering. It's very interesting to me. I don't understand it, and I'm glad I don't have to fix it, but it is interesting. Like somebody was like, hey, you know what stinks? Having to cut grain by hand. You know what we should make? A machine that does it for us. I just love that that was like a thought process. And then they had to come up with the best way to accomplish that. Let's have it go through a giant roller and then a cutter. And then once it's in there, we need it to separate the wheat from the chaff. Or in this case, the oat from the chaff. Okay. Like when Cyrus McCormick came up with the first Reaper, people were probably like, what is this magic? What is this devilment? I don't have to come out here and separate the grain myself. Just can't imagine how like truly revolutionary that was for people. And then the tractor came along. It's craziness. My fields are on like the opposite schedule as my neighbors. Look, they have no grain. Mine's ready to harvest. And then tomorrow when I'm planting, theirs is going to look like this. Kind of weird. Wonder what I did wrong. Trust me, if there's anything I've learned in life, it's that I'm the one that's wrong. My neighbors, even my digital algorithmic neighbors, I'm sure are doing it right because they're programmed to do it right. And I'm doing it wrong because I don't know what I'm doing. That's not true. I'm just kidding. I know what I'm doing. I'm spending 10 times more money than I need to spend. And then I'm struggling to pay it off. That's what I'm doing. All right. So, yeah, this is harvesting. If you're new to harvesting, I seriously doubt that there's anybody still watching the video that doesn't know about harvesting. And to those of you that stuck around, that are still here with me, thank you so much. I like looking at stuff like this. Like, doesn't that just look cool? That looks cool to me. Aside from all the cool equipment, one of my favorite things about FS is just the sheer beauty of it. And I know some people are gonna like laugh out loud at that, like, oh my goodness, look at that render distance. Look at just, you know, shove a sock in it, dude, because this is a cool looking game. Like the first game I played on a video game system was Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. So, like, this is an improvement, okay? We'll just put it that way. And for me to ever think as a kid or even 5, 10 years ago that I would be able to play a game like this that not only was a farming simulation game, but that had the amount of freedom that this game has for me to do what I want, to improvise the farm, to even come up with a concept like getting a farm $200,000 in debt and then trying to pay it off. These are just, it's just crazy cool. Just crazy cool. I think if we put this, all this oats, towards our debt, and we take a couple more loads of silage up, I bet we can get under 150,000 soon. Which means to me that we're going to need, maybe the next crop we do will be beans, soybeans, because they're the most profitable. And hopefully our cows will increase their production. I looked earlier and we only get $1,000 per pig for these extra pigs. So it's a little bit frustrating that the pigs don't give a higher yield. But now that we have 10 or 12 of them, I think it's 10. Now that we have 10 of them, they should be making a new pig every day. So even though $1,000, $1,000 a day doesn't seem like a lot, eventually I'm hoping the pigs will cover our expenses. Like the overnight expense. Even if that's all they cover, it's worth they're worth their weight in corn, so to speak. And basically, if I run out of corn, I can feed them the sugar beets until they're gone. And once they're gone, I can buy pig feed if I want. So I don't think I'm gonna grow corn again. It just doesn't, the pigs don't give back enough to justify it. I might be whistling the same tune when it comes to cows if I get rid of my TMR mixer. I just can't fathom going another 40 grand in debt. Just can't fathom it. I think after we bale up this straw in the next episode, we'll have to run the oats in and then bale up the straw. Then maybe the following episode we can do some grass work again. Get a little bit more of that silage going. I really don't want this to feel like doing the same thing over and over. That's what I'm trying to avoid. I also haven't quite... Oh man, that's... I haven't quite mastered figuring out what exactly is the... I mean, for YouTube's sake, what is the best way to do this? Like, do people want to watch half-hour episodes? Because I watch half-hour episodes of other people play all the time. But just because I watch it doesn't mean that my audience wants to watch it. And there's like the two schools of thought, and one is make content for the audience that you have, and the other is make the content you want, and it will attract the audience you want. And I try not to talk about YouTube through these videos because you're not watching it to learn about YouTube channels. You're watching it because you want to talk about farming. But it's always present in my mind, if that makes sense. I'm bummed that I didn't just do the herbicide too. I should have done the herbicide and the second fertilizing. It's not that big of a field, and I could have really positively influenced the yield. All right, let's zip this little snippet. Okay. And here we go. So we're at 4,000. I think I have about 5,000 in there. So I think that field is a little bit bigger. So I'm going to guess we'll get just over 20,000 liters. And since oats is usually, I want to say, around 1,100, we're not even going to make 30 grand off of these two fields. I will say, if you sell the straw, that really helps. But we're going to hold on to the straw because we need it for the old. Actually, we need it for all the animals. I was going to say for the cows, but the pigs will use it too. And then that'll get us manure, which we can use on the next crop. It's cyclical around here. On my other save with this map, I'm trying out seasons, but I'm not using this base farm. I'm built my own farm on the other side of the map, and that's been an interesting experience. I'm not sold on seasons. I know some people live by it. I'm not sold on it, but I'm interested in learning it. Having fun learning it also. Alright, everybody. Looks like 3 more passes. Maybe, yeah. 3 more passes. Are we going to need to empty before that? Maybe. Love seeing those rows just waiting to be baled up. I might actually... Oh, that is hay in the barn. I was going to say, might need to do some hay bales in the back field soon, but we've got plenty of hay in the barn. Sorry, I know this episode's going a little bit longer, but I figured I might as well finish the job here rather than cutting the episode short. You never know who's going to get a kick out of it and want to stick around for the whole thing. Oh, sorry, I forgot to stop there at the end. Can we? No, we can't. Just get get a good edge. Are you going to tease me like this? Really? Because up here it gets wide, so I'm not going to be able to get it all the whole way. It's going to leave this little scrawny patch. We're at 94%. We should be able to fit it all in here. 95. 96. Oh yeah. It's going to be like literally 98%. Good thing I dumped when I did. I wasn't quite full. But I dumped anyways. Worked out. It's going to be so flippin' close. Because it's done at 6,400, I believe. Alright. Perfect. Just the way I planned it. Get this dumped and ready to go for the next episode to do more of this. And to also bale straw. And take oats up. To sell. Let's check the price of oats while this is unloading. Oats. 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 Oh, to that one, right? The funky one? Yeah. 1,100. Okay. As long as it stays 1,100, I'll be happy. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. I will catch you in the next episode. Bye for now.